In 1992, a brutal new challenger entered the arcade scene, redefining what a fighting game could be.
Test your might.
It was violent, it was controversial, and it was unlike anything the gaming world had ever seen.
It ought to be taken off the market entirely.
Every doubt I face is just a stepping stone. Building up my strength, let the fire be known.
Fatality.
This is my moment.
For years, fighting games followed a predictable path.
Challenge awaits, I can't accept it.
Until one game dared to push the limits of the very industry itself.
Get over here! Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
This is the story of the game that rewrote the rules of combat.
Your soul is mine.
The early 90s were the golden era of arcade fighters, with Street Fighter II reigning supreme. But two developers at Midway Games, Ed Boon and John Tobias, had a different vision. Inspired by martial arts films and fueled by a desire to create a more grittier cinematic fighter, they developed a game that would shock the world. And it all started with the idea of, what if we used real actors as the characters?
These fellas here play characters in the game.
We take their images and we put them on film here, and then we transfer that to video images, and it turns out to end up what's on the game over there.
Using cutting-edge digitized graphics and brutal finishing moves, Mortal Kombat was born. But little did they know, they weren't just creating a game, they were about to start a firestorm.
Violence and violent images permeate more and more aspects of our lives. And I think it's time to draw the line. I know that one place parents want us to draw the line is with violence in video games. The fact is that a new generation of video games crosses that line, containing the most horrible depictions of graphic violence and sex, including particularly violence against women.
Mortal Kombat's violence shocked audiences. Fatalities were gory, the fights were savage, and the media, well, they had questions.
A fantasy martial arts game that some parents think is just too violent for their kids. Carol Lynn joins us live now from Northridge with more on that story. Carol?
Here it is, Bob, behind me. It's called Mortal Kombat, and we're going to talk to Aaron Brandis here about the game. Aaron, how does it work?
Well, basically, you pick a couple characters, you do maneuvers on the joysticks and buttons, you do moves, and whoever wins.
Get to fatality?
Nah, there's a master guy you got to beat at the end. Fatalities are just what happens if you're really brutal to your opponent. You get an opponent, you can rip off his head or something like that.
Sounds like a pretty thrilling game, and this is the kind of violence that critics are pretty worried about.
The game was so controversial that it led to the creation of the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, or the ESRB, which is still the system that they use to rate video games to this day. But controversy only fueled its popularity. Mortal Kombat 2 was bigger, bloodier, and even more brutal, and Mortal Kombat 3 expanded its roster and introduced the now iconic running mechanic. Mortal Kombat was more than just a violent video game. It was evolving, introducing lore, rivalries, and a cinematic universe that spanned decades. But the road to greatness wasn't easy. After a series of missteps, including Mortal Kombat Special Forces, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, the series was on life support. Until 2011. Mortal Kombat was reborn, a complete reboot of the series, back to its roots, with fast-paced combat and bone-crunching fatalities.
Our tale must be retold.
The franchise didn't just recover, it became a dominant force in modern fighting games. Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 introduced cinematic storytelling, a new wave of eSports tournaments, and a new generation of fighters.
This is the secret boss here, the alien. Oh man, Tekken Master with barely any health left. There it is! That Fox is it! The celebration, Sonic Fox, just like that.
Here's the sunlight, trying to get some health back, taking advantage of it. I love this idea from Yadro. Your game is over! 35% on the counter of projectile! The one right ring and the pop-off is a miss! Yadrian and Punk is alive to fight another day!
From arcade cabinets to esports arenas, Mortal Kombat finally claimed its throne. And with Mortal Kombat 1's reboot, the legend continues. A game once condemned for being too violent now stands as one of the greatest fighting game franchises of all time. Mortal Kombat didn't just change fighting games, it changed gaming itself.
Get over here!
Mortal Kombat's journey was wild. I'm Cello and I've been hosting esports tournaments since before it was called eSports. Let me tell you firsthand, Mortal Kombat's impact on the fighting game community is undeniable. If you're feeling this, give me a like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. It's a small thing for you, but it's actually a really big thing for me. Do me a solid, go one up your world. Peace.